Jeff and Jeremy. It's like a radiogasm.
I said, hey, babe, check it out on the podcast.
Apple Podcast, Google Podcast,
and Spotify.
All this is going viral.
Good morning and welcome in. Today is a very exciting day because we're bringing back the Farmers Market in Slow. If you miss it, it's happening. We're going to talk to Whitney from downtown Slow later about it, how they're doing it. It is going to be a little bit different, but I'm seeing a lot of familiar stuff, so that'll be fun to do. No like live music or anything else like that.
Still got to wait for Derek Squared, eyeing that June 15th date.
Yes. Led Zeppelin going to be at Barrel House, though, next week, and we have tickets. We have a table for 4. Text the word ZEP, Z-E-P, to 805-543-3693. The reason it's heavy this morning...
Is that on Thursday?
Yeah, a week from today. Is Marilyn Manson. It kind of sounds a little bit like what Marilyn Manson and his band did. I like that Beautiful People song, but I don't have it. I can't play it because of our podcast agreement, but whatever. Marilyn Manson's ex-girlfriends are... Did you hear about this? Are you familiar with any of this at all? Because I just heard about this a few months ago.
He was being brought up on sexual assault charges or something, or allegations.
Abuse charges.
Abuse.
I don't know if any of them are sexual or not, but I'm sure that, yes, that's part of it. 15 different women. Now, he's no Deshaun Watson right now, but he's got 15 women. What's Deshaun up to, 23?
Something like that, yeah.
Deshaun Watson is the quarterback for the Houston Texans, who's... getting a lot of allegations thrown his way, but also Marilyn Manson. Now, this last ex-girlfriend, this needs to be a movie, all right, when this is done. Listen to this.
This guy's a creep.
Yeah, this guy looks like a creep, right?
I mean, yes. And
this is apparently
why
is.
I'm not too surprised.
She tells, Ashley Morgan Smithline is her name. She tells People magazine over the course of 2 years, he bit her. He whipped her. He cut her with a swastika knife and shoved his fist in her mouth during sex. I know that's very graphic and it's very violent. The weird part is she claims that he forced her to do some sort of like blood pack thing with him where she cut his hand and her hand and they had to put their hands together. We saw that in movies as kids in the 80s. Was that on Stand By Me? I can't remember if that was Stand By Me or what movie it was in. Blood Brothers.
Yeah, but that's a little different. You poke your finger with a needle and then you push it together, not slit a wrist.
And I know it sounds all weird, right? But I mean, you've heard of people biting people before during, that in the bedroom and other weird things that happen in the bedroom. This is where it gets really weird. He had a soundproof glass room built in his house that he would put her in when she pissed him off. And she would have to stay in this little cell of a glass cube, if you will. A spokesperson for Manson tells people that they strongly deny all these claims, all of them. Says they're all false. This relationship, according to the Manson crew, to the limited extent it was a relationship, didn't last more than a week. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. But can you see the movie now? I mean, I never watched that one where the guy would tie up the girl and hit her with leather whips and things like that, but all the women were really into it. There was a book series. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the 50 Shades?
Yeah, 50 Shades of Grey.
Okay.
I never saw any of that, but this is very dark but similar. I mean, who's to say that somebody couldn't do a movie based on this story?
Have you ever seen Marilyn Manson without his makeup on?
No, people used to say he was Paul from Wonder Years.
He's not.
But that's not true.
Just so you know. And it's weird because, yes, he looks creepy with makeup on, but dude, Jeremy, creepier than with makeup.
Let's see.
The very first one. Look at the very first one.
Oh yeah, that is weird.
I mean, doesn't he look like? I mean, that
he looks like
he's more into creepy stuff there than if he does with the makeup on. The makeup's like just a facade, right?
Put the lotion on.
Yes, but worse, I think, even scarier.
He looks like the dude from Silence of the Lambs.
He looks scarier than
Wild
Buffalo Bill. He looks scarier than Buffalo Bill, for sure.
oh my God, he looks like somebody who would like go shoot up a mall,
like have a room that they keep people in isolation in.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Anyways, I just found that really fascinating that he has a glass room in his house that he could put somebody in so he can watch them, but he doesn't have to listen to them because it's soundproof.
Man, Marilyn Manson without makeup on really is going to give me nightmares.
It's really scary.
It's going to give me nightmares.
You want a nightmare? Google that today. Hey, we're doing another playlist today. Who knows? We haven't done one. We gave away the first one or the second one. Yeah, we gave away the second one, day 2. And we have not given one away since then. So who knows? Maybe today, between now and 10 o'clock, the 3 songs you submitted will play. If you haven't submitted songs yet, you should do it now. Go to kzoz.com. You don't have to do anything but write 3 songs down and then listen to the radio station. And if you hear your 3 songs played in a row, you can win $100 if you call or text in before the 3rd song is over. It's called the KZOZ $1,000 playlist because at the end of this thing, we're going to give away $1,000 to somebody. $100 every day until then, though. It's all brought to you by Perry Ford Lincoln, kzoz.com for more.
Whoa! Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Kevin Jeremy here online at kzoz.com. A lot of interesting stuff has been coming up about Arron Rodgers, what's going to be happening with the Green Bay Packers. What's
we're
going
close
happen.
to this because we have skin in the game, or I guess chin hairs in the game.
We do have chin hairs in the game.
Facial hair in the game.
We talked about the odds. Once again, the odds makers in Vegas say it's most likely he'll stay with Green Bay. That's not what some of the experts are saying, or some of the people that are close to the situation.
I mean, think about it. If you're the GM of the Green Bay Packers, do you want somebody who says that I'm not going to play for this team to play for the team?
Well, but the thing is, it's not their decision either. I mean, it's Arron Rodgers says he's not playing for them. Either trade me or I'm going to retire. That he's actually come out and said that. Mm-hmm. Denver Broncos are the second most likely place he would go, according to Vegas. Raiders, Saints, Panthers, Dolphins, Washington football team, 49ers, Seahawks, Cleveland. That's the order.
Poor Ryan Fitzpatrick. Finally gets to go to a place that he's probably assured he'll start, and then they're talking about Arron Rodgers coming to play. Do you imagine football team fans if he became a Redskin? They'd be over the moon. But then he'd just be going to the same kind of offense where he has 0 receivers to throw to.
You know, Marcus Spears he's a former player. He played for the Cowboys. I think he retired with the Ravens.
Nope.
He's an analyst at ESPN. And
Marcus Spears?
Marcus Spears, yeah.
Okay.
He was talking about his 2 thoughts on this. He's been following it, and apparently for the last week or so, he's been saying Aaron's not going to play in Green Bay anymore.
Gee, it's over. It's over. And I said a year ago Arron Rodgers was going to want to leave Green Bay. Some believed it, some didn't. But I saw this coming from a mile away. I mean, if you think about the history of Arron Rodgers, you think about how disgruntled he was when Jordan Love was drafted. People talk about the weapons that they need and all of these things that come into play. But you know me, G, until you say something publicly, bro, it don't matter. And when the quarterback, the franchise, the face comes out and says, I no longer want to be here, that's 100% out of there, unless it's a miracle. Listen, it is going to take a miracle for Arron Rodgers to play quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. Mark Murphy has been to the West Coast. Matt LaFleur has been to the West Coast. Gutekunst has been to the West Coast to talk to Arron Rodgers. The explosive that happened during the draft is a manifestation of a lot of work, a lot of talks. So it's not like Arron Rodgers just up and said, I want out. He said, I want out after people have made attempts to try to rectify the things that's going on in Green Bay. That's why I firmly believe he'll never play for the Green Bay Packers again.
It's pretty interesting.
I agree with him.
Good perspective, too, because, I didn't realize that. And if I would imagine he knows what he's talking about. He's an analyst for ESPN. So his job is to pay attention to this.
You are giving analysts too much credit.
Well, I mean, his job is to...
Yeah, but...
to look into this
also,
kind of thing.
Also manufacture a storyline.
But the point is, if it's true that Arron Rodgers, after they went to him and tried to make it right, and he's like, no, I'm done, I'm out. Yeah. Either trade me or I'm out. Then he's out. or they're going to trade him. Will they trade him, or will Arron Rodgers retire? And if he retires, what happens to his contract with Green Bay?
I think they have to honor it, and then
can he come out of retirement like Brady did, and then go somewhere else?
He can't, unless it's like a year. Like if he sits a year, it's kind of like, remember the Marshawn Lynch situation, kind of like that, where Marshawn Lynch retired and then he came out of retirement
and played for the Raiders.
Yeah. It's that kind of. I think it's that similar situation. In order to get all the money that he's guaranteed, he has to retire and be retired for a certain amount of time, and then he can come back and play.
So according to him, that we just heard from Marcus Spears from ESPN, Mark Murphy, who is the CEO of the Packers. I mean, is it outside of the owner, does it get any bigger than the CEO that goes out to talk to Arron? Obviously the head coach is going to talk to Arron. Where does he live? In the Bay Area?
I don't know.
He's from the Bay Area, right? He just said West Coast.
Imagine the kind of house you could get in Chico with his kind of scratch. Like, what if he stays in
Chico's still in California, right?
Yeah.
It's probably still expensive.
No, it's not. I have some friends that literally, I've
never been to Chico.
They just moved to Chico, and they literally sold their townhouse in Atascadero and bought like a 5-acre ranch in
nice! Maybe that's where we should all go. I've been to Corning, though, on the 5, which is like a little truck stop town. And I know that I got the Chico TV station there, so Chico can't be that far away from Corning. I think it's east.
Yes, it is. North and east.
Yeah. So anyways, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens with Arron Rodgers. It's pretty interesting to me. I hope they let him. I hope they trade him, let him play somewhere else.
Maybe he's on the West Coast because he's going to sign
with a West Coast team,
a contract
like in the Bay Area,
like a certain West Coast team.
With the gold and the red. I don't think so. You're wearing a chin strap, bro.
How nice
hair of chin.
How nice would it be to just be at home and go to games as opposed to having to rent an apartment?
Wake up,
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Jeff and Jeremy here online at KZOZ.com. New study says your genes reveal how much you like your coffee. Now, people like their coffee all different ways. I drink my coffee plain, black as they call it, the old school term. No cream, no sugar. Not that I'm opposed to cream or those new little fancy, I guess they're not that new anymore, Coffee Mate type things. Is that what they're called, Jeff? You know, I think your wife has one here in the building. It's got I like the hazelnut one. The French vanilla is okay, but I only usually put that in bad coffee. Like if the coffee is like cheap or something like that. Yeah, I know you said you like that because you're on vacation. I listened to you. I remember.
Coconut's pretty good.
Yeah,
I don't like any of the other ones though.
Have you tried the hazelnut? Oh my god,
I really don't like the hazelnut.
Caramel hazelnut.
It tastes like you're drinking butter.
The French vanilla is okay. But the thing is, if I put that stuff in my coffee, I need it to be strong, and I need the coffee to be really strong. Almost like you're drinking a flavored latte from, the Bucks or Human Bean or one of the other coffee places that you like to go, wherever you get your coffee. But apparently, according to this new study, they studied 390,000 people. These were all caffeine-related type blood trials with people that had angina or high blood pressure or irregular heartbeat. And their link was to drink less coffee. I'm sorry, their diagnosis was to drink less coffee because they were having too much caffeine. It's funny because I have never had a blood pressure issue, and I went to the doctor for my checkup during the show. I was right after our show was over, and that day I was pounding coffee. We got new coffee pods here from Smart and Final. I know we love Smart and Final. And just by chance, we loved the coffee, right? We were drinking the French roast. We were drinking the donut brand or whatever, donut shop coffee. And I went in there and like, oh, wow, your blood pressure's a little high. I'm like, oh, well, I was like, wow, what would that be from? He's like, well, how's your salt intake? I'm like, yeah, it's about normal. I don't know. He says, well, maybe cut back on that. And then I thought, oh my God, no, I drank so much coffee today. That's probably why my blood pressure. So I get in there and I send him a little email. He's like, yeah, it could have been coffee. But according to this new study, this professor scientist has found out that your genetic makeup will decide how much caffeine you can tolerate. People that come from families and grandparents and a long line of caffeine, coffee drinkers or whatever, can usually digest or process more caffeine
than sense in my family.
Others. See, yeah, my family too. My wife, never really a coffee person. She still doesn't like to drink coffee unless it's a iced or a hot latte, soy.
She likes dessert.
No
like
syrups in it or anything. It's just the soy. She has to have soy milk because of she can't have dairy. But her dad drank a little bit of coffee, but he just had 1 cup a day with his cigarette. And her mom doesn't drink coffee. Well, my family, God, they all drink coffee.
Pots on
grandparents'
on
house,
hot
24/7
from morning to night.
Yeah. 9 o'clock at night, they'd make a pot of coffee if they were going to stay up for another hour, and they would drink it.
I kind of feel bad that my grandma passed away at a younger age.
Why, you wanted to drink more coffee with her?
For her. Yeah, I would love to have a cup of coffee with her right now. But just because of the fact that the coffee that she had access to was terrible. Every once in a while.
Folgers?
This was the rotation. Sometimes it was Hills Brothers. Sometimes it was U-Band. Sometimes it was Folgers. And that's all the choices that you had. I feel like because that 3-brand rotation was always in effect, that she was searching for what we have now, like coffee that the Human Being offers up, or, maybe something from Slow Roasted, or something along, she was...
Or a good Italian.
Yeah,
Back in the 80s, if you could get a hold of some true Italian coffee, it was really good.
She was searching. She was
Hawaiian
searching
coffee.
for good coffee, and she passed away. Yeah. She had to stop drinking it because of some health problems, and she passed away in the 90s, and that's right when the coffee started getting really good.
Thanks to Starbucks.
And I feel it's very... She was before her time.
Yeah.
She would have loved to live in this era right now.
I just remember how good Folgers smelled.
I'll bring you some coffee.
And Folgers and U-Band and Hills Brother, they all smell really good. I actually like U-Band and Hills Brother. I'm just not a huge fan of Folgers.
If I have to go with one of those 3, I'll go to U-Band route. Yeah. It's not bad.
But yeah, it always smells so good, and then you drink it, it's a trick.
Gotcha.
That's the one I put the Coffee Mates in.